Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite spots to drop insured gear on customs. Now, we're going to do one of these for every single map that you can get insured gear back from, so we're not going to be doing the lab, and I'm going to wait to do factory until that expansion comes out, but we're going to start with customs, probably my favorite map. Now, this video is not going to include bushes or water, so I'm not going to be placing any insured gear anywhere along that main stream that runs across the or under the land bridges, and any of the bushes like near dorms, we're not even really going to go over dorms because you can just throw anything in a bush. And then by like old gas station, there's a couple bushes back there you can just throw insured gear in. So right around those areas, we're not really going to touch much on those because they're just kind of givens. I mean, if you guys don't know, any gear that you throw in the water in this game is unrecoverable by another player, and bushes is almost impossible to see it. So with that being said, let's hop into customs. Let's check out some spots, man. I have a couple that are just god mode spots for gear that they cannot be looted, and I have some other little cheeky spots. So let's hop into it. All right, guys, we are on the big red side of the map. Crossroads is right down there, and we are right near storage. So I'm going to be showing you a wide variety of spots in today's video. You don't have to use them all. I'm going to give you a rating on whether they're my favorite or, you know, I'm just kind of use them and just kind of giving you a tip. You'll definitely know which ones I use more than less. Now, in this bus is a great place to start. In the very back of the bus, right here in this corner, is a fantastic place to throw some gear. Honestly, just nobody comes in here. Nobody comes back. There's just no real reason for a PMC to loot back here unless they literally spawn right here and want to check the trunk of the red car. Other than that, nobody's going to be checking this bus. It's a great spot. I've used it a couple times. Not too often, but that's where I wanted to start. So we're going to be heading this way. Now, there's a bunch of just miscellaneous spots you can lay gear, and I'm going to point them out. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter because not that many PMCs are going to be looking for gear on the ground. Up here, it's a good spot. It's not worth really sitting here talking a bunch about, but it's worth noting that almost all of these mini little trailers here are pretty decent spots to put gear. In here, you know, this one they might check, but they're not going to run the whole way over here and check up here. Unless they're, you know, intentionally going for the duffel. I've never really taken the time to, you know, go this far out of the way to loot one duffel bag. It's just not something I do personally. But, you know, spots like right here and right here, they're all good spots. But I'm really trying to focus on spots that players aren't going to check often, and then the places that you just can't get loot recovered back. These dumpsters are actually a pretty good place to drop some magazines, which I'm going to show you here. And it goes. You're not getting it back. You guys can see, I cannot recover that loot. So that's a god spot right there. There's quite a few god spots all over the map. But this dumpster, definitely one worth picking or noting. Picking's not the right word. Also right here, you can do it the same place. So dumpsters are huge for dumping magazines. Unload them, obviously. But dumpsters are one of my favorite places to drop small tier insurance stuff. So heading into Big Red, honestly, in this area, there's not really a great spot because it's such a high traffic area. But if we actually go inside Big Red, I will show you a couple places. So one thing you can do, come up on the shelf. Not too many players actually come up on the shelf. All right, to get on this shelf, you want to jump on the forklift and then jump on the shelf, walk your way up, walk to the back, and just dump it on one of these two shelves. Don't dump it right here. It'll fall down the side, and you can access the bottom there. So just dump it on one of these shelves. Nobody's going to be looking there. Somebody who has experience might spot it, but it's a pretty decent spot. Back here is a really good spot for magazines and helmets and stuff right there and right there. Let me see if there's any other ones I really use a lot in here. I don't think there's too many. I think occasionally I'll put like a magazine in here. And maybe like a magazines in here. They're pretty hard to spot when they're in these piles of trash. Other than that, I wouldn't really use anything else in Big Red. Along the whole entire road out there, near from Crossroads going back, you can just put stuff in bushes. It doesn't really matter. In Storage Town, I'm going to show you a couple things you can do back here. And then we'll start to work our way to the bridge, corner store, and that area. All right, guys, so we're in storage right now. There's a couple different ways up on top of these containers, but if you have high enough strength, you can just do that. If you don't, I'll show you a couple other areas. But just in here, like, this is a really great spot. Like, right in here. Man, nobody searches this. Nobody at all comes right in here and searches this at all. So, this is like a god spot when it comes to... it's not a god spot as an unlootable, but it's one of the better spots in storage. I mean, who is going to check right in there? Well, almost nobody. I mean, if you want more of a god spot, right in here. Just place it in there. You're not even going to have a chance of having it looted. But the other one right in there, you know, if you need it for whatever reason, you can go back for it. So another way up on top of these containers. I mean, you could just drop a mag right between them. You're going to be good. Another way is over here. Let me get to the van, and I'll show you guys. It's a little bit easier. I'm going to be using this van right here. Now, this is if your strength's not leveled up completely. Should be able to make this one. Jump on these boxes. Up on this, what are these for? Like wire or something? Jump on the, wow. Hold on. One moment. Technical difficulty. Jump on the van. Jump right here. Up you go. Up here. And then you can kind of go along here. Now, you're actually exposed up here from anybody in top office from Big Red. They can shoot at you. But now what you want to do is come on this container. Come right here. And now you're up on this side. I forget if there's a crossover. It should be this container here. Let me get some stamina back. Alright, so we'll jump across here. And across here. So then you can just run the whole way down here. And go back to that spot. So that pretty much covers this side of the map. Let's go to our UAF area. And we'll talk about some crack house stuff. We will kind of work our way. We're not really going to talk about skeleton. It's just too high traffic. And we'll work our way through the map. Alright guys, so we are at the crack house. And the first spot's actually going to be in this corner. And this one's not too hard to do. All you got to do is come to this corner, lean, open your inventory, chuck whatever you want into the pipe. Didn't work that time. Lean, chuck. There you go. So you can see from here, even if you come over here to look, it's kind of unnoticeable. Like, you almost can't see it unless you're really looking for it. So if you just like come over here, check the corner, there's nothing, they're gonna walk right past it. So this pipe is a pretty good area. It's not unlootable, but almost nobody goes into that corner. There's no reason to. So that's a really good spot. As for inside crack house, there's not too many great spots, but there are a couple that I'll use. The bathroom occasionally. You can dump mags and stuff in the toilets and all that jazz. That corner you might be able to nudge something into. Sometimes I'll try bathrooms, but any of like the closed bookshelves are really, really nice. So like in here, dumping stuff right there is pretty good. People do come in here a bit though. There's, you know, stuff like if you can jam it in these corners, it's going to work out very nice for you. People check this scav a lot, so I wouldn't recommend back there. If you jump here, you can sometimes tuck stuff back in this corner. Now, this one's a little bit more difficult because you got to sit here and throw shit for half an hour. You can see, like, it kind of makes it, but you gotta kind of work with it, fight with it a little bit. Back here, under the stairs, premium level spot right there. It's going to be very tough for them to, like, kind of wiggle under and get it if you get it in the far corner. So under the stairs is really good. As for up here, I'd probably stick away from trying to put shit up here. I mean, maybe in that corner, but other than that, not really worth it. Now, I'm going to skip the middle of the map over here by construction. Not worth even trying to ditch insured gear over there. Now, I will stop right in here. I don't know what this area is called. I just call it the workshop. But in here isn't bad. Now, you can throw shit in these tires. Don't diss the tires, man. These tires, great. There we go. Magazine has been chucked into the tires. So that's an unlootable spot. This one I was fighting with it a little bit. So this is another god spot. You know, other than that, in here, there's not too many places I'd really want to put loot. Maybe under here. Like, nobody really comes under here. But if you're going to ditch a magazine or something down here, just throw it in the damn tires. Tires, such a god tier spot. So we'll leave that magazine there for when I leave the raid. Here's another set of tires if you wanted to use this one instead. But I like the one in there. It's indoors. You're not going to get shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to the warehouse with the power. And we're going to head in there. Alright guys, we are at the warehouse that has the power. I don't see a number on it at the moment, so I can't give you the correct call out. But there is a shortcut. We're going to head in here. Now, a spot I've used in the past is tucking stuff right in there. Now, if a PMC really really wants to go in here, then they can. Sometimes you can grab loot, but it has to be like a vest or something if you throw it from the top. But you can jump up here, but you risk falling in. So do your due diligence when trying to hide insured gear, and make sure you don't fall in any trap areas. Another spot that I use very, very commonly is because I love coming up here to snipe. Because I will actually tuck sniper rifles. I mean, I've used this spot 100%. It has been guaranteed for me. I've never had anything looted from up here. Right behind these things, I mean, tucked right here, it doesn't get looted. They just don't check it. The only spawns up here is the ammo spawn right there. And I wouldn't put it right next to this window because sometimes people check it. But like right here, I'll put M700s, DVLs, tons of my snipers, and I'll have a shotgun or another primary on me, and it never gets looted. So for this building, that's 2 of your best spots. We're going to head to kind of the back of the map. We're going to work our way back up through the mountains and stuff. All right, guys, you want another cheeky spot. This is actually Warehouse 4, by the way. If you have a high enough strength, you can actually get on top of this truck. Now, you want to do your sideways jump. It just seems to work a little bit better. You jump up here, and you kind of just tuck it right behind this bin here, or you can tuck it between the truck. It's not a bad spot. Now, if somebody would, for whatever ungodly reason, be looking and see a helmet or something here, they might try and get it if they have high enough strength, but that's like a level 13-ish strength jump, so keep that one in mind. Use it if you want. We're going to be heading inside spawn anything next, which is right here. Now, we'll actually be heading into this warehouse as well. There's a couple spots in there that I like to use, but in here, honestly, man, anything up high is going to be your friend. So you can pretty much get on any of these. And if you throw stuff right in here, this is a god spot. Can't be looted. So I'll show you. Magazine, dumped, gone. You're getting it back 100% all the time. Make sure you find them with the 4s, though, or the 6s. So you see this one's 4, this one's 6, this one's 4. Make sure it's one of those so they cannot get inside of it. If you wanted to use some of the other ones, I mean, you could. If you don't have enough strength for whatever reason to get up there, you can just do this jump. This one's pretty easy. Throw it in there. It's probably going to be safe. Someone might be able to get it, but this one's not bad. So that pretty much does it for this room. Use those every single time. And it's pretty much good to go, guaranteed. And yeah, so let's keep heading along. Let's head over here. And it's pretty much going to be the same concept over here. Anywhere you got to do a bunch of jumps and kind of tuck it away, that's going to be your best friend. Oh, there's actually another spot here, which is probably a god tier spot, but it can technically still be looted. So the one I like to use over here is actually right back there in that corner. All right, so we're going to be heading to this spot in the corner. This is a pretty nasty little spot, man. It's actually a nice spot to wait for players to come in here as well. What I got to do is hop up on these barrels. Then you're going to do a sprint jump up, and you're good to go. Dump it back there. God spot. Can't be looted. You can also dump it in this corner. I dumped it. The only thing that can be looted out of here is like a gazelle. I've dumped gazelles here, and sometimes they don't fall all the way down. You can actually like kind of risk your life of falling in the corner and grab them. But back here, god spot right there, that corner, god spot for mags and helmets and all that good stuff. Figured it out on my own because I was in a gunfight over here. I've never seen another player in here. I never see anybody talk about it, but it's a spot. So prone, I'm in here. Actually, I did it wrong. Got to do it from the other side. Right there. So you can crawl under this entire platform. You can crawl the whole way down here. So, you know, if you want to put your insured gear back in here somewhere, great spot for it. I've never seen a player down here. I've never seen another person talk about this ever in my life. So, this is a nasty little spot. I got my Timmy Terminator kit on right now, which I use hollow points, so I just leg meta with the AK, which is kind of fucked up. I should just use a submachine gun, but I like running around with an AK. But, you can just leg people from here. If they're running by, you can just kind of scoot over, get a good leg on them, and you're good to go. So, it's not the best spot, but it's certainly one worth knowing about. And if you're shooting at somebody, they're not going to look under here. They're just not. Even if they're, you know, maybe at night if they're seeing muzzle flashes, but even if they're looking your direction and know where the bullets are coming from, they're not going to be looking down here. It's just not a common place. So, let's keep trucking along. I'll show you some more spots. We're going to be heading to car repair. Alright guys, we are in car repair, and there's quite a few spots that I use in here. I come in this area a lot. It's one of my favorite areas to play in. So we're going to start up here. Not too many players will fully loot the bathroom. I've ditched my M700 right in this stall plenty of times, and it's never been looted. So that's a really good spot. We'll start in there. There's also a couple boxes and just stuff you can't really get into that are great for looting. And then I'll show you another little tip while we're here. We're going to head up to this side. Back in here, in this little corner. Like, in this corner is great for mags. I ditch mags in these boxes and stuff like that. That's a good spot. Alright, so another one that's really good. There's a box out here that's really tall. This little dumpster thing right here. You can throw shit in there. It's not going to get looted. Helmets and stuff, contacts, all that. It'll fit in here. Helmets might be lootable, but magazines and stuff, it's not coming back, man. Good to go. So, another little tip, if you got high enough strength, you can jump into a USEC stash, and you don't have to unlock it. If you don't unlock it, then nobody's going to get in there unless they have the key. So, here is USEC stash. All we got to do is get on this little lip, and then we got to jump. And then we're in. So, you can loot in here. You don't have to unlock this door. And, you know, all your loot that you keep in here or want to ditch in here. Maybe throw some mags up on this shelf or something crazy like that. Or under the tables. You know, as long as you don't unlock the door, there's a 90% chance that a lot of players that run customs aren't going to have that key on them. So, that being said, it's just an extra little tidbit. It's a tip. You know, you can come in here and loot and ditch some gear while you're here. Alright, we are at the admin gate and scav checkpoint. There's a couple spots over here I like to talk about, but this one that we're going to use is pretty insane. Almost nobody would check this. Just hop in this truck here, and you just ditch it right there. Nobody looks in here. You know, I've been in this truck a lot of times, and sometimes I'm ratting out some players that I know are coming scav checkpoint, or they're going to ZB101. It's a great little spot. Definitely worth knowing about. And then we're going to come over here to the scav checkpoint. Now you can do a couple things here. You can prone right here, throw some shit under the car. It's a nice little spot. And if you want, you can throw some stuff in the back of this truck. Close the door. It's gonna look like it's gonna look normal to players passing through, unless they are absolute veterans and this is their best map in the game. They're gonna walk right by this truck, never pop the door open, never grab your mag. So we're gonna head up the hill a little bit. There's a couple more spots that I can think of. But, I got one more god spot left for you guys, and it is absolutely insane. Alright, so we are coming up to the military checkpoint scav extract. It's back by this stash in the corner here. But we're going to be heading right in this corner. And there is a dumpster right here. And if you would, for whatever reason, maybe want to come back for any loot, you can throw it in this corner back here. And you have to really work for it, but you can get the loot back. If you have insured gear and you're ditching it, dumpster it. If you maybe want it back, throw it in this corner. But nobody really checks it. It's a great spot. So we're going to end the video with one final spot, and it's going to be up by the cell phone tower stash. It's actually going to be a little bit further than that. It's going to be near a hole in the wall where you kind of cross through to get your way to dorms. So that's going to be our final spot in there, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright guys, we are coming up on the final spot. One of my favorites. I've used it to ditch entire kits before. I've had so many battles here in this corner where I kill 2 or 3 mans, and there's so much loot, and I want it all. Well, all you got to do is come right over to this rock, just climb right up the rock, and you're going to be looking towards the edge of the map. You can't go in this area of the map at all. So, all you got to do, ditch it all, man. Ditch your mag. Let's ditch the backpack. The face cover, the earpiece, the armor, everything, man. It's safe. It's not coming back. This is my favorite spot in the game, right here. It goes right out of the map. It's a god spot. It's unlootable. No way you can get it. It's just the best spot, in my opinion. Now, some of the other god spots are all equally the same, because they are god spots, but this one's definitely my favorite. I really like this one, man. It's one of my favorites because of how many gunfights you can get in this area, how much you can go to dorms, loot some gear, you know, throw your shit here, go back and loot some more if you wanted. So, I spy a scav backpack. So, guys, that's going to do it for me. If you did enjoy this video, I've been recording for about 35 minutes. A lot goes into making these, you know, the recording, the editing, all that. So, I really appreciate it if you could leave a like on it here today. And if you like the content you see, be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. I really do appreciate everybody who does. And, you know, all the support has been amazing. So, I really do thank you guys for that. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave that like, subscribe for new sponsors in the equipment description below. That's all I got today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out.